So with the trade deadline approaching, that means all teams are under the gun when it comes to deciding what they should do come August the 2nd. Do we buy or do we sell? Everybody is facing that harsh reality, and arguably no other team is feeling the heat more than Chaim Bloom and the Red Sox. Now this could very well mean that if the Red Sox do not turn things around quickly, they will most definitely be in sell mode. That means their 34-year-old DH, JD Martinez, could be headed to the block. So here in this video, I'll be giving you some of my teams that could be in the running for acquiring JD Martinez come August the 2nd. And now one of the two teams who I think should definitely go after JD Martinez here at this deadline is the Seattle Mariners. And now I understand they have been in discussions and trade talks when it comes to acquiring a Juan Soto from the Washington Nationals, and him being that big bat to put in the middle of their lineup down the stretch. However, if they can't get Soto somehow, I think JD Martinez would be a great pivot from Juan Soto come the deadline. I also think JD would cost obviously much less than if the Mariners were to try and go out and trade for the 23-year-old Juan Soto, who has 2 more years of team control. Now in contrast, JD Martinez is 34, and he'd be a 2-month rental, unfortunately. But I do think JD could be a guy who can hold down the fort short term, down the stretch for the Mariners, be a part of the first Seattle Mariners team to make the playoffs since 2001, and quite possibly be a part of a first ever Seattle Mariners team that makes it to the Fall Classic. Now when it comes to what I think it will take for the M's to nab JD Martinez from Boston, the answer is the quantity is not going to be a lot. Now here in my mock trade, I have JD going to the Mariners from the Red Sox in exchange for the Mariners' number 4 overall prospect, the 23-year-old right-handed pitcher in Emerson Hancock, and the Mariners' number 12 overall prospect, another 23-year-old right-handed pitcher in Taylor Dollard. Now both of these guys are in Double-A and have posted sub 2.5 ERAs this season in the minors. Not to mention opponents are hitting 200 or worse against both of these guys this year. And now I know if you're a Red Sox fan, you're probably saying, why are you giving us 2 starting pitchers? We need help when it comes to first base and the outfield, and really kind of shortstop as well. But unfortunately, the Mariners don't have anybody who plays first or the outfield or shortstop in their top 30, according to MLB.com. So that's why I have the Mariners giving up the 2 right-handed pitchers. So with that said, I think the Sox can find help at first, the outfield, and shortstop in a Xander Bogaerts trade. I feel like that's more realistic, but unfortunately right here, the Mariners don't have those high-end type of prospects who play those positions that I think would be of any interest to the Red Sox when it comes to a JD Martinez trade to Seattle. Now the second team I see acquiring JD Martinez here at the deadline is the St. Louis Cardinals. Now for my Red Sox and Cardinals mock trade, I had the Cardinals acquiring JD Martinez and the Red Sox acquiring the Cardinals' number 5 overall prospect, the 22-year-old right-handed pitcher Gordon Graceoff, and the Cardinals' number 11 overall prospect, the 17-year-old shortstop Jonathan Mejia. And again, right here, I think giving up 2 guys for JD Martinez is a good price. I mean, I really had a hard time finding somebody else other than Mejia who I believe would be of any interest to the Red Sox. I know the Cardinal fans probably don't like the fact that I'm giving up Mejia right here for a 2-month rental. However, in this case, I did spare the Redbird fan Mason Wynn, their number 4 overall prospect, who's a 20-year-old. He's a shortstop in Double-A. So again, I'm trying here. It's kind of tough. You know, prospects are valued much more than they used to be in the past, especially by baseball fans, not even people who play and are a part of the sport, who work in the sport, in the industry. Baseball fans are really into prospects, which I think is great, and they know who they're giving up. I mean, for me, it was tough when it comes to finding who I think the Cardinals will be willing to give up and who I think the Red Sox would want in return for JD. Again, a 2-month rental, but that's the hard thing. Now, when it comes to the two guys going from St. Louis to Boston in this deal, being Graceoff and Mejia, well, Graceoff gained strength this winter and showed it off after he's been consistently touching 94 to 96 miles an hour on his fastball this past year. Now, beyond the improved velocity, he throws a promising slider that he can dot the corners with and get guys out swinging. Now, his ability to throw strikes has helped him work deep into games in low A. While there are some concerns that his K rate did dip a little bit when he got cut up to double A, his overall command of a 4-pitch mix has induced weak contact and kept runners off the bases. Now, when it comes to the shortstop Mejia, the switch hitter has already shown the ability to cover the plate well from both sides of the box, and he's capable of hitting the ball hard already due to his impressive speed. Now, Mejia's other above-average skill is his arm, which is his best defensive asset right now. Now, there is a feeling that he could move away from shortstop and go over to third base. Now, if this were to happen, in my mind, it would actually work out pretty well for the Sox. Because if they do sign Devers long term, I would imagine with time, Devers would become a first baseman or a full-time DH and move away from third base. And that means they'd have Story at short, and they'd bring up Mejia and put him at third. So overall, I think this trade provides the Red Sox with some much-needed talent at the shortstop and third base position, and it provides the Cardinals with a veteran bat in their lineup who can help them make this playoff push. And with that, that's all I got for today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on these two mock trades. And as always, I'll catch you later.